So that happened. I mean, I'm, even, I'm not even sure what exactly has happened. Like, it was almost like he was possessed or anything, but I don't even know anymore. But it seems that US claim that about him being a shogun might just be true after all, or maybe he's possessed. Like I said, I don't even know anymore. The next day, I headed to the hospital first thing in the morning. I hadn't been able to confirm it the last time I came here, but today I would definitely tell them I was normal. Hmm, well, define normal, but you, the main character reminds me a bit of someone having schizophrenia. Maybe that's a thing in this game, I don't know. If the Takashina would remember me, I'd reveal that I was Nichijou, your patient up until 4 years ago, and I'd get to hear all kinds of things from him. I wasn't the crazy one. Demon Girl and Mizumi-kun were. The doctor would surely tell me so. This hospital opened at 8 in the morning, somewhat earlier than regular hospitals, which was why I had come exactly in time for opening hours, but the sofas in the lobby were already filled with seated old people. Why? Even though the hospital had barely opened for the day? Why were there so many people here? It's unfair to get a head start, come on time, like you're supposed to. Inwardly insulting them, I had no option left but to wait. After an hour of waiting, I found myself regretting that I didn't make an appointment. But immediately afterward, they called my name, and I was relieved at the fact that I hadn't been forced to wait as long as last week. It was about 3 hours, if I remember correctly. By the way, the one waiting for me in the examining room that brought me wasn't Dr. Takashina, but instead an unfamiliar white-haired old man.
高階先生は
A bit micro perplexed, the nurse standing in attendance behind him. What was her name again? Azuki-san answered with an apologetic expression.
高階先生はもういません。
Well, that's not good. Not here anymore.
もういないというか、過労がたたって先週末に倒れてしまわれてね。今週はそれでずっと休みだよ。
So, he's overworked? What a nightmare. My one and only ally. Wait. I Dr. Takashina really collapsed from fatigue? Oh, here's the paranoia setting in again.
陰謀だ悪魔女の陰謀だ
西条さん
He's like, what the hell are you going on about? He definitely put poison in his food, or something attracting better, or done something else to drive him into a psychological corner. He was trying to isolate me, making me helpless. I had no intention of letting anyone besides Dr. Takashina examine me. So instead of undergoing a checkup, I left the hospital as though I was fleeing it. Okay.
くそ
Leaning against the fence surrounding the roof, I stared vaguely up at the sky, because this is a visual novel and that's what we do. The skies of Syria were drab and it would be hard to call them clear.
病院にはもう行かない方がいい
Demon Girl's dragnet was tightening. Maybe I had nowhere left to run. Maybe even the detectives I'd met yesterday had in truth been fakes, the Demon Girl's cronies. And they'd been testing me. Because the timing had been way too good. Come on, Demon Girl pushed away into my room right after I'd met with the detectives. She was a demon after all. She wasn't human. It hardly take any effort for her to manipulate human hearts. I had no evidence to back that up. But conversely, there was no evidence that she wasn't a demon. In that case, the only way to survive was by presupposing the worst. Was there no one who would be my ally? All of them seemed like my enemies. Everyone looked like one of the Demon Girl's underlings.
助けて。誰か助けてよ。
Why don't I have even a single ally? Why won't anyone come save me? Why did I have to end up like this? I felt terribly forlorn and I wanted some sort of support. Someone who would protect me. Something that would protect me. I'd been fine with anyone, so someone please extend a saving hand towards me. Suddenly, I thought of Vesu, Kishimoto Ayase's face, and the words she'd given voice to when we met at school. I'd been lost in my delusions and I hadn't heard them. When Mizumi-kun had said the following: "Find your sword. Finding your sword will save you."
剣。
If this were a game, I'd be a hero, and we'd reach the usual cliché development about my having to get my hands on a legendary sword to defeat the demon. Why am I seeking it out? I recently heard the keyword sword from 2 different 3D girls. And there remained a chance that Vesu was my ally, although, going by her attitude, Girl B, had she be called Senna, was most likely affiliated with the Demon Girl. Sword, huh?
剣だ。剣を手に入れるんだ。そうすれば。
I muttered to myself as though I'd gone off my rocker. Yeah, you've gone off your rocker multiple times. For me, it was the equivalent of clutching straws. If I got a sword, I might be released from this nightmare. I couldn't help having such expectations. It wasn't that I believed that Vesu said about granting me salvation, but I lacked anything else to cling to. If nothing else, it'd be best to research this. I got down to running an online search immediately. For the moment, I started off by checking to see whether a sword similar to the ones carried by Vesu and Sana had appeared in any anime, but I couldn't spot anything like that in the season's crop of anime at least. I'd expected as much. I normally check out all the recent new anime. It could be a real handful given that lately there could sometimes be 30 or 40 new shows in one season. I'd watched the first episodes of all of them and then decided which ones to keep following. Of course, since it was Mewtwo, I didn't have any problems completing my lineup with anime from the BS and CS satellite subscription channels. And no such a sword had appeared in any of the shows I checked. It was that distinctive looking. If it showed up, it ought to have caught my eye, but I had no memory of seeing one. Although I couldn't do anything about it if I'd seen it when I was being controlled by someone outside myself. Next I tried running a search about the sword itself rather than an anime series.
くそ、ほとんどがゲームの攻略サイトじゃんか。
This I was closely familiar with, such as ESO's Shangri-La Edge kept popping up. At this rate, I wouldn't make any progress, even though I had to hurry up and find it. I had the sense that Senna had used a more concrete name when speaking of it, but what could it have been? Remember, the nightmare won't end unless you remember.
This sword.
Right, this sword. I quickly struck it in the input field and ran a search. I got hits. Only 2 of them though. Even so, I was gradually starting to think of these 2 links as my road to salvation. Holding down my excitement, I investigated them in order from the top down. Whoops. Page not found. Get page dead. Shit. What the hell? No, calm down. Go back one more time and check or take a look at the cache. The page includes an illustration, a recreation based on how the sword was described in the works of literature.
元ネタは伝承か。でもセナって女が持ってたのに比べるとこっちは随分地味だな。
It looks certainly different. In the first place, why was it such a minor sword? Why not go with Excalibur or Kusanagi? Something in the Major League? No, this wasn't the time to complain. Major or minor, it didn't matter as long as it could save me. I decided to explore a little more. Continuing, I clicked the second hit. The words, "I bought a D-sword" particularly concerned me. Was a D-sword something you could purchase? The blog's writer was apparently male, so I could deduce that he wasn't the demon girl or Senna. That said, his level of energy was far too different from that of Shogun. Was he a complete unrelated third party? Or had the person behind the blog deliberately changed the particulars of how he wrote? That's so paranoid. I understood that no answer would come no matter how much I thought about it, but I stopped looking at the blog. More importantly, it seemed that the stores he mentioned, the one called Town Vanguard, was located in Shibuya. I had the feeling that it was too good to be true. But I also had the feeling that it was destiny. There was another way to look at it. It was precisely because their store was in Shibuya that I twice ran into the demon girl holding a demon girl? Ran into a girl holding a D-sword smack in the middle of Shibuya. Didn't I often hear about things that were secretly popular with various minority subcultures in Shibuya? For now, I looked up Town Vanguard, but didn't seem to have an official site. Instead, I found an image board and door page on the online map. It didn't have an official site. That meant it didn't take orders online. I searched taboo auctions, but didn't come across anything likely looking. Which meant the only option was to go to the store in person. I didn't want to go outside very much, but
剣は手に入れなくちゃ。手に入れないとダメなんだ。
now I had come to think of it as my sole absolute means of fighting back against the demon girl. I didn't know what I would do in concrete terms after playing the sword. I wasn't brave enough to kill it, her, or anything of the sort. Even so, I harbored the hope that if I got the sword, I would be somewhat freed from the terror that tortured me. Yeah, the sword was like a protective charm. It would surely strengthen my heart. At any rate, it seemed that store was located near Cat Street. Cat Street is a twisty winding road from Shiba to Nagayuku that runs about a block off Meiji Avenue. Apparently, it had been built by filling in an area that was originally a stream. There are various explanations behind why it originally come to be called Cat Street, such as there being many feral cats, or because it was a sort of narrow path that only cats would use. Well, not that it made much of a difference to me. I thought it could easily take 15 or 20 minutes to get there. It'd be a quick trip by bike, but unfortunately I didn't have one. I decided to go by a route that took me past the plaza in front of the station, then past Shoto by way of cutting through Miyashita Park. Setting a quick pace, I crossed the overpass and went over Meiji Avenue. It finally arrived. Growing ever more impatient, I'd become irritated at the distance. Cat Street has been quiet compared to the big shopping district, and its image was far closer to that of Narajuku than Shiba. Stores lined up there were all chic shops that of course had nothing to do with me. Go off and die. Knowing that, I was practically acting delirious as I walked along. I became even more annoyed. For me, being here was like playing in an away game. All those bastards around me thought that they were so damn cool. And there were more couples than in the shopping district. Whatever. They probably wanted to act like they had money even though they didn't. The chances were that most of them were window shopping. Lol. What a waste of time. I felt some regret, thinking to myself that I shouldn't have come after all. Then I reminded myself that it was all for the sake of obtaining a sword, and determinedly put up with it. For now, I went on having a staring contest with my map as I swiftly went along, rushing towards my destination, while doing my best not to exchange looks with passers-by. Town Vanguard was deep within a narrow street, side road that split off from Cat Street.
ここか。
Though it only ventured one side street away from the main road, the ambience underwent a drastic change. Or dramatic change. Both work. It was a thin, narrow, dirty alley, one impossible for cars to pass through. On either side were wood-lit residences and out-of-business stores with closed shutters, which invariably came equipped with spray-painted graffiti over them. That street, which seemed so clean from the front, with those high-class brand name stores, was in the end no more than a flimsy papier-mâché facade. Behind that facade lay another number of mercilessly discarded wrecks. Although I personally disliked both the front and the back, both were unfamiliar territory for me. The only place I ever wanted to go was ESO. Even so, Don Vanguard had a full, smaller, darker air to it than I'd imagined. I still don't understand why the blogger had mentioned it. I described it as an underground store. But the fact that the open sign had been hung up, you couldn't say it was doing a brisk business even by way of flattery, and it was awfully hard to enter. How was I supposed to go in such a sketchy seeming store when it was asking too much of me just go alone to the Cunan shop? I wanna go home. No, but I needed to get my hands on the sword no matter what. What was I supposed to do? I spent a little while going back and forth in front of the store. We went past through this narrow alley. I had well away 30 minutes with my waffling, but not a single person had gone by me. I decided to brace myself and go on in, but then my courage failed me, causing me to abandon all hope, and I kept repeating this cycle innumerable times. But I couldn't go home empty-handed. This was the only place I could obtain a D-sword. Even though I understood that with my head, my instincts made me reluctant to enter the shop. I imagined that maybe a clerk would come out for me. Of course, she would be a cute maid, and she'd talk to me with the kind of voice you hear in anime. She'd have the perfect grasp of exactly what I wanted, and she'd hold a D-sword out to me with a wonderful friendly manner. Here you are, please take the sword, master. Get a hold of yourself, chill out, me. This is a thought about it's going to be much easier if only things would unfold in that way. A lone treated girl appeared from within the store, as though my thoughts had reached her. Unlike in my fantasy, her clothes were rather gaudy, the kind of thing that make you wonder what kind of nomad camp she snagged them from, and her face, on the other hand, was amazingly glum. Her hair was cut in a bomb head style, whatever that is. With thin Frisians and creepy patterns that were drawn on the bandana twisted around it above. She said she was the store's worker and had come out after seeing me wishfully going around outside. My fantasy hadn't exactly become reality. Well, that was to be expected. Before I had any idea what was happening, the clerk forcibly let me inside. Despite my having spent so long holding off on entering, I didn't have a chance to turn her down. So in the end, I came in. What's with this music? It was all very well that I cleared the most excruciating hurdle, but if the store were under the Demigod's control, and everything about the D-sword had been a trap to lure me in, I had no right to complain about getting slaughtered on the spot. I swiftly surveyed the store's dim interior. There was a single customer. The air was awfully stagnant and faintly hazy. The unpleasant mixture of the smells of tobacco and mold reached my nose. I'd probably start feeling ill if I stayed here for so much as 5 minutes. Though I spotted items that might have been products, it was difficult to judge whether or not they were really for sale. All of them had been left about haphazardly, and there was no way to distinguish them from plain garbage. As for beginning, but one of them even had a price tag. Well, what kind of store is this? I didn't realize it until I came in, but there was a lot of porno merch. A lot of them were the sort of devices you often see in rape humiliation eroge, and it was at a loss for a safe place to look. Apparently the store was similar to a variety shop aimed at adults. And to bring me to the store, the clerk sat down on the stool beside the counter, zoning out as he smoked, showing no indication of continuing to meddle with me. Must be one of the sources of the mist in here. Regardless of the fact that it'd been less than a minute since I'd first come in, nervousness, embarrassment, a weird sense of pressure, and my feeling physically sick made nasty sweat seep out of my forehead. I wanted to leave this otherworldly place as soon as possible. I had to be quick about finding a D sword. I walked towards the back as I browsed my way through the store. I soon located a corner for fantasy-related weapons, which seems oddly specific, which had been written about in the blog I found. This one corner stood apart from the rest, being the only area with conspicuous colors. Numerous bowl-shaped toys had been neatly put up on display. All of them toys were long tubes, or rather, while they might have been different colors, virtually all of them were lightsabers. I wonder what that's supposed to be, hint hint. Moreover, one could tell right away from how badly they were made that they were bootleg merchandise. I was skeptical of whether this would really glow. It would seem that the light shuriken mentioned in the blog had sold out, which was also surprising. Except, mixing with the lightsabers was just one item that obviously differed from the rest. My look was all it took for me to know it was a D sword, because it was more or less the same as the illustration I'd seen online. Before picking it up, it was unexpectedly light. I wondered what it's made out of, though it seemed like soft vinyl. There was no blade. The edge was slippery, and of course, it didn't hurt me in the slightest even when I stroked it with my fingers. Compared to the ones held by Senna and Fesu, it was poorly designed and lacked a sense of weight. And more than anything else, it didn't give me the sense that it would sever anything with the lightest of touches. I wonder if perhaps it was a fake. I was worried about it, but there wasn't anything else in the store you could have called a D-sword. Would this even shine in the first place? Ow, I just bumped my elbow on my desk. The D-sword had swung about at her show, had glass parts embedded in its blade, which lit up with blue light and looked incredibly badass. But there was no glass to be seen anywhere on the sword I had in hand. Maybe I ought to give up on buying it. Maybe it activates under certain conditions. This D-sword was so crudely made as to make me reach that conclusion. Never mind how long it had taken me to get here. But find your sword. Finding your sword will save you. I recalled Festus' words. Right. If I didn't buy it right here and now, I'd lose my only chance of getting a D-sword. It looked cheap at the moment, but maybe once it recognized me as its rightful master, it would manifest as a mysterious power. Or maybe I'd seen too many anime and manga, but I had sensed just That sort of unknown power invests in Senna swords. So even this sword must... what to do? While I debated with myself, the clerk came up and stood right behind me before I knew it. Smirking darkly, she pointed at the D-sword and muttered, 10,000 yen? And I'll throw in a free bonus. 10,000 yen? How much is 10,000 yen to dollars and euros? Let me check. Okay, it seems that 10,000 Japanese yen equals about $19. And about 76 euros. First, it was first cheapness made me doubt my ears. I certainly hadn't thought it would be less expensive than a figure. I had built up a fair amount of savings from RMT, and if it only cost 10,000 yen, I could get away with buying it simply by giving up on purchasing one figure. Upon hearing the price, and the additional fact that it was the last one they had left, I came to an immediate decision. The free bonus was a cheap looking bangle. Frankly, I didn't want it. Or maybe that bangle enables it to activate the D-sword or something and activate its true power. I went through hell after buying it. Funfanger didn't do delivery, so my only option was to carry it home myself. Sorry or not. My excitement instantly cooled when I thought about how I'd have to cross through the hearts of Fibia carrying such a stupidly long sword. But already paid, and the clerk fiercely refused to let me perform a return. This was a pretty intense type of humiliating play. Ow. I just bumped my elbow again. About having to hold a huge toy like this down the fashionable street. I suspected that the delinquent couples and stylish ladies who passed me went with mocking smiles. Shit, they could all die. That's not nice. I hinged over single-mindedly and hastened on my way home, internally entertaining fantasies of taking that sword I just bought, slashing about it in the middle of the road, massacring innocent people, creating a festival of blood. That's just creepy, dude. Don't.